Guys, yo, what's up, guys? I might have said that twice, but anyways, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you didn't see the video yesterday, go watch that. Really appreciate it. But today we're gonna be doing a Warzone 2 weapon tier list, and this probably looks like a Modern Warfare one, and that is because there is no Warzone 2 tier list that I could find. But anyways, this might be outdated, so it might not have the M13B or the Chimera or the BASB in here. So I will let you guys know where those would have went at the end of the video. Alright, here we have our tiers. We got Premium, which means it's probably the best out of the best. Good means it's good. It's fun is basically, it's a fun gun to use, and it's alright. It's alright, cause it's not really, it's not like that. Why? Because some guns are just really questionable. And Get Out of My Face is for the top tier retarded sped ESC classroom guns. Okay, I might get in trouble for that, but let's go. Alright, first we got the 50 GS. Me personally, I prefer the Basilisk because it just feels different. So I'm gonna put this in it's alright, because it's really not like that. I feel like the Basilisk is better. 5.56 Icarus. It's definitely fun. 5.56 Icarus is definitely fun. I like using the Icarus. It's not the most powerful thing in the world, but it's definitely a good weapon up close and for medium range sometimes. And it has an alright ammo capacity. And it was kind of teased in the gun trailers. The game trailers. Basilisk, I would have to say, is really good. High damage. It usually can two-shot if you hit a headshot and then a body shot or something. And it has a pretty good range. It's overall a pretty good weapon, and I think with attachments it can be a lot better too. But just the base Basilisk is good enough. Also, the iron sights are really clean. The Bryson 800, I have a lot of fun with this thing in multiplayer. I haven't really used it in Warzone, but I'd have to say it's alright. Because, well, people are going to be using SMGs, and so you're not going to really have that firepower, especially with everybody running around in the map with, Fenix and Vaznevs. But the Bryson 800 is alright. It's really good in multiplayer. Bryson 890 is kind of like a worse version of the Bryson 800 with just a mag. It's not really better. It just has a mag on it, which, is alright. You get extra ammo, but it's probably worse. EBR 14, now, in terms of competitiveness, it's probably fun. This is based on personal opinion. I don't really like the EBR 14 because most of the time my controller has drift. So sometimes when I'm trying to aim down, it'll go to the left, or sometimes I just won't hit shots, or I'll just get hit markers. I won't kill the enemy. Instead of killing the enemy, I'll get like 5 hit markers and I'll get beamed by an M4. So, it's not like that, but it's fun. It's a fun gun to use. Combat knife. Who's using a knife? Come on, really tell me. Who's using a knife in El Mazrah? Who's using a knife in Warzone still? You're gonna get gunned down. I know you're not trying to run at me with that little behind knife, trying to think that you could kill me when I got a Vaznev in my hand and I'm just gonna shoot you. Come on, man. Get that out of my face, yo. Alright, Cast Off 74U. Now, this is a very unpopular opinion, but I hate this gun, yo. It has way too much recoil. The mag is small, and it runs out of ammo quick. The iron sights are trash. And because of the extremely high recoil, it literally has almost no range. And I get that it's supposed to be a hybrid of an SMG and an AR, but really, just use an SMG or an AR. Like, who's using this thing? That's why I don't like this thing. I've had so many bad experiences with this. It's just horrible to me. All right, we have the Expedite 12. Yeah, this is probably the worst out of all the shotguns. Hit markers for days in multiplayer, and if it does that, then you can probably imagine what it does in Warzone, especially with with the higher health and the fact that the guns are a lot more competitive in this game than they were in Warzone 1. Shotguns are going to be a lot harder to use, and the only way people really use shotguns anyways is by camping. And a semi-auto shotgun that only gets hit markers is not going to help you in a combat situation. So that's not really a good option. Fennec 45, it's good. I feel like it's overrated and overused. It runs out of ammo too quick if you're fighting people. Cause I've taken like a full squad with this thing, but it just runs out of ammo too fast, and sometimes it can get you killed because of the fact that you have to reload, and the reload animation is pretty slow. But it does have pretty good potential if you're 1v1ing somebody. So for that, I would say it's pretty good. Okay. FSS Hurricane, it's alright. So I'm gonna be ranking these by putting the ones I think are better near the front and the ones that are worse near the back. For this one, the combat knife, for get out of my face, the combat knife is the worst, and it's basically the opposite of these. So FSS Hurricane, people have said it's not that good. It really isn't. It has a pretty slow rate of fire. It's also in between the midline of an AR and an SMG. But the difference with that is it actually has decent recoil control and damage. But it's kind of just an all-rounder and all, It's not really the best thing you could pick up, but if you want a little bit more range on your SMG, this is something you could definitely pick up. Okay, F-Tac Recon. F-Tac Recon, I don't really use it that much. I would have to say... Oh, wait, what the heck? Hold on. I would have to say that the F-Tac is... It's fun. I've used the F-Tac a little bit. It's a pretty fun gun. I mean, it has pretty good potential to be a good weapon, but the magazine is what's holding it back, and the fact that the iron sights aren't really like that long range, so it's not gonna really give you that potential you need if you don't have any attachments on your gun. But at the same time, the EBR and the SO14's iron sights are absolutely garbage, so that's debatable. Joker, yeah, I feel like any launchers... The Joker is not going to be good except the helicopters, and nobody rides in helicopters. Nobody goes in cars either. So the Joker's pretty bad. Actually, I'm going to put it here because at least you can use the combat knife. Who's using the Joker? Cast off 545. I'm going to have to put in Y. I'm going to have to put it here. Because, like, it shoots airsoft pellets. It's really not that good. And it's kind of like a downgraded version of this Cast Off 762, which is coming up. Which I don't really like that weapon either, but at least that one does something. So, Cast Off 762. It's really not all that, yo. It's really not. It's alright. The recoil is what brings it down, and also the fact that the reload is... Well, not the reload. The reload's alright. But the iron sights, if you're picking it up off the ground, you're probably going to have a hard time hitting targets, especially since it's an assault rifle. You want to be able to hit targets at least a medium to long range. But the fact that this is an AK makes that hard, so you would either have to build this like an SMG or put as many attachments as you can to reduce the recoil if you can get a loadout. What is this gun? What the heck? LAB, I think it's called. Yeah, I've never used this, so I'm just gonna say it's alright. Actually, it's probably in fun, because all of the snipers are relatively alright. It's definitely probably above this. Yeah, it's probably alright. I don't really know. Lockman 762. The Lockman is alright. I don't really like it. I mean, it's higher recoil, definitely. A lot of the battle rifles have higher recoil, except for the F-Tac. And also the fact that you could just either use Lockman 5.56 or an LMS. That kind of brings it down a little bit. So, it's really not that viable, in my opinion. Okay. Lockman sub. The Lockman sub is... No, it's not up there. It's good. It's pretty good. I've taken people with it. It's good damage. Good fire rate to where your ammo doesn't run out in 2 seconds. Good iron sights. And it has some pretty good modifications for it. You know, I think every gun does, but modifying this gun specifically will probably help you a lot more than other guns, because a lot of base other guns are usually good enough on their own. Lockman 500, Lockman 5.56. It's fun. I mean, it's fun using the Lockman. The Lockman is alright, to be honest. Okay? It's really not that good. The Lockman is just... It's, like, I'd rather use the M4, and I don't really like the M4. But the Lockman is just, it has a slower fire rate, so it's going to be less competitive than the other assault rifles in the game, but it's still pretty good. The LMS, okay. The LMS is one of my personal favorite weapons. But I'm not going to say that it's premium. I'm going to say that it's good. It has really good damage, really good iron sights. It's kind of like a more upscaled F-Tac Recon. And the reload is pretty quick, and the mag looks pretty good. You know, everything about this gun looks good. Okay. PDSW. And multiplayer, it's pretty good. And here, I'll put it in the top of why, because there's so many other better competitive SMGs, and the stats of this thing are not perfect. It's like borderline yellow and green at the same time. So, you know, I don't really know, but it's, from what I've used it for, it's not all that. Lockwood 300. Lockwood 300. Lockwood 300 is not viable. Yeah, I'll keep it in Y. It's not really that good. The 2-shot capacity, and plus the fact that people have higher health and that shotguns aren't really used or good in this version of the game. You know, it's not really going to do you justice. In multiplayer, it can be good, but even then, the Bryson 800 is the top shotgun. So, that brings it down. Lockwood MK2. I've seen a lot of action with this thing, and this has to be probably the first S tier. It has a higher fire rate, and it has that high damage that you need. I've never used it, but I've been getting killed by it a lot lately, and people have been doing really good with it. And it's probably one of the metas right now. You know, I don't really know. I don't know how people get it to do so much damage, but it seems like it does a lot of damage with a higher fire rate, and it reloads pretty quick. I've used it a little bit in pre-game lobby, and it is pretty good. It just has poor bullet velocity, that's it. M16, this is going straight into trash. Straight into garbage. I don't care what anybody says. This thing is actually garbage. Booty cheeks up my hole. Like, this thing is horrible. Okay, I don't have nothing else to say. M4. M4 is the base assault rifle. I'm just gonna have to say it's fun. Because it definitely is fun. It's right there in the middle. It's your all-around assault rifle. Base assault rifle that you unlock. It's alright, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not all that. So, you know, like, yeah, I don't really have nothing to say about it. The MCPR, I really don't like this weapon. I probably have to put it at the, no. I probably have to put it here. You know, it's not really, for a sniper, it's pretty slow, even though it has a lot of ammo, and the scope is not that good. It could be better. I guess if you used it in a loadout and you modified it more, it could be good, but base, it's really not. So, the mini Bach, I really don't like the mini Bach. Okay, a lot of people say that it's good and that it's really, really good, but the iron sights are horrible. I think it has alright recoil. It has a lot of ammo. I like the PP Bison from Warzone 1, but this PP Bison is pretty bad because the accuracy on this thing is questionable. Actually, I'm gonna put it here because it's not that bad. It's not on cast off level. Okay. MX9, now I know a lot of people are gonna say that this is mid, but in my opinion, this weapon is really good because even though it has low ammo capacity, the iron sights are good, and it has a pretty high fire rate and also pretty high damage. I've killed a lot of people with this thing. And it's also good in multiplayer too. And you can also give it more ammo if you give it a magazine, so. Actually, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of its fun because it could be better. Okay, this piece of garbage needs to go all the way over here. Yeah, I don't know who uses this thing, but it's actually trash. No ammo, horrible iron sights, low fire rate. Only thing it has going for it is that it looks good. That's it. It's horrible. Pila, yeah, you're going here. Ral, you're going here. The Rap H is really good. The Rap H has a really high rate of fire and a lot of ammo. It's kind of similar to the 5.56 Icarus, but it has the good iron sight, the good ammo, it has good fire rate, the reload time is alright. It's not bad. It's definitely good. HCR, I've never really used this thing. I'm just gonna put it and it's alright. I mean, it's probably just like a AUG with a drum mag that probably has a slower rate of fire. So, I mean, yeah. Alright, shows if you use this thing, you're an actual piece of trash. RPG can go, it's alright. Because it's not a lock-on rocket launcher and it's free fire. So you can fire it to buildings and stuff without worrying. I mean, I guess you can do that with the Pila too, but you can't do that with the Joker. But the Pila is slow, so. RPK, okay. S tier. S tier pick. RPK, good iron sight, good ammo capacity, good recoil control. It has a lot of good attachments. It's not that slow. It's probably the lightest LMG out of all of them. And it's really just the best. It has a lot of damage. And you can put an 100-round drum mag on it. So the reload is also really good because the reload is not as slow as other LMGs. Basically like an upscaled AK. The SAB... I've never really used this thing. I feel like it's just the worst SPR. Yeah, I have used this thing. It is a worse SPR. I don't like this thing. It's pretty horrible. Okay. Socken. It's alright. I have to put it near the HCR because I don't really use it, but it's a pretty alright weapon. It looks good, I can give it that. But everything else about it is pretty mid. Signal 50. Signal 50 is really good. Signal 50 is basically semi-auto. It has a really good scope, and it has good ammo. It has an alright ammo capacity for what it is. It does really high damage too. It's a pretty good sniper. SO14, yeah. This can go straight. This can go straight over here. SPR. SPR is fun, and multiplayer and in this. The SPR is fun. It's definitely not as good here as it is in multiplayer, but it's still a good weapon. It's definitely probably the most fun out of all of these. What gun is that? I don't know. Some sniper. I'm just gonna put it in alright because I have no idea what this is. But, I mean, it's probably just mid. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it, like, above the RPG. The STB 556, I've heard that this thing is meta, but I don't believe it. This thing is probably not that good. It's probably just an AUG assault rifle. I mean, it's fun, I'll give it that. It's a fun weapon. It's alright, too. It's not all that. It's alright. You can see there it has max attachments. I mean, if you put the right attachments on it, it could probably be really good. Strela P, I really like this launcher from the first game, but I'd have to say it's the same case as the RPG. It's not lock-on, so you can launch it into buildings. It's on the same level. I've heard that it's a hit marker machine in the last one. TAC 56, yeah, you already know where this is going. TAC 56. TAC 56 is that great, man. This thing has a good magazine, good iron sight, high damage, has a good fire rate, and it has some pretty good attachments, and I don't see myself ever stop using this even if they nerf it. Unless they nerf it to the point to where it doesn't do anything. But it's a really good weapon, and it's one of the weapons that you should definitely pick up over, say, M4 or a Lockman 556 if you find it on the ground, even if it has no attachments. Okay, the TAC M. I mean, it's alright. It's not really all that. It's above the RPG. It's really just a worse TAC 56. It's not really that good. It has a lower magazine, lower fire rate, and it has higher damage, but what's the point if you have The iron sight is going to be trash because you're supposed to use it at long range. And on top of that, you have no ammo, so you could just really just use attack 56 or attack V. Which the attack V is definitely better, but I still don't like it because it has a lower magazine and way more recoil, and I don't see any reason to use it over the attack 56 besides maybe it has higher damage. The Vaznev 9K, yeah, don't even have to speak on this one. This thing is so good. These three, top 3 weapons in the whole game. This is just something that I've seen progressing over. The Vaznev has good ammo, good iron sight, 0 recoil, good damage, good fire rate. It's really good for everything. I don't know why people don't think that it's as good as people say it is. It is. It's really good. w+46 is a hit marker machine. It's my personal favorite weapon, but I have to say it's a hit marker machine. It's better than the Lockman sub. No, it's at the bottom of good. It's a good SMG. You just have to use it in really close quarters for it to be extremely effective. And I know it has some more range to it than some others because of the iron sight. But if you use it from that far away, you're just gonna hit markers. There's no point. Alright, the X12, it's a really good pistol. This is a really good pistol. It's fun. It's fun, okay? X12 is fun. It has good damage, and the iron sights are good. You can change the iron sights with the barrel a little bit, and you can make it fire faster. It's probably one of the best pistols in the game. And the X13 Auto, I've seen this a lot used in multiplayer, dual-wielded, or it might have been the X12 dual-wield. It's kind of on the same page as the X13, the X12. It's just good. Only difference is it's semi-automatic. So, there's the full tier list. In premium, we got the TAC 56, the RPK, the Vaznev 9K, and the Lockwood MK2. Good, we have the RAP H, Signal 50, LMS, Basilisk, Fennec 45, Lockman Sub, and the Vel 46. In the fun category, we got the SPR, the STB 556, the Lockman 556, the 556 Icarus, the M4, FTAC Recon, the SAB 330, the EBR 14, the MX9, the X13 Auto, and the X12. The alright category, we got the TAC V. This has the most guns in it, because a lot of these guns in this game are mid. The TAC V, FSS Hurricane, HCR 556, Shotgun MG38, Mini Bach. I think that's the SPX. I don't know. The SPX. The TAC M, the RPG, Strela P, Lockman 762, Cast Off 762, MCPR 300, the 50GS, and the Bryson 800. In the Y category, you got the PDSW 528, the SAB 50, the Cast Off 545, the Bryson 890, and the Lockwood 300. And get this gun out of the game, or get it out of my face. The Riot Shield, the RAL, the P890, the SO14, the Pila, the Joker, the Combat Knife, the M16, the Expedite 12, and finally the Cast Off 74U. That is my tier list. Remember that this is completely my opinion, and you can have your own opinion because I know a lot of people like the Cast Off, a lot of people like the EBR 14, a lot of people like the STB, and I know a lot of people like the Mini Bach, but I don't care. I know a lot of people like the Cast Off 762, but in my opinion, it's trash. Hey, that's just my opinion. Thank you for watching this video. If you've made it this far, please drop a like, or maybe subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Anything would help. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.